Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Docs Daily. It is Monday. It is June 23rd. We are live and in full effect, 1 o'clock Eastern. I don't know, wherever you're at, that's what time it is. It is Monday, though. We are going to go over a small card. I think we got like 8 or 9 baseball games today. We'll talk about the OKC Thunder and winning their championship. I'm sure we'll touch base on that. And I'm going to try and bring up this picture and share my screen or whatever. It was I'm going to hit you guys with a curveball at the end here. But we got some stuff to talk about here. Free $60 account. First things first, let me pay some bills. New customers, free $60 account, docsports.com/free60. Go over there. If you're new to Docs, get yourself a free $60 account. Sign up. There's a link in the description of the video. It's easy peasy. Click the link. You get $60. It's just that simple. Use it on whatever handicapper you want. Split it between the two knuckleheads here. Do you, Pikachu? It's all up to you. YouTube Premium, $19.99 for Indian Cowboy level. The Premium Plus is only an additional $30, $49.99, and that includes Indian Cowboys level. And you get Craig Trapp give you a free video pick every day with 3 expert plays, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, stuff like that. That's what you get every day, 7 days a week, no days off. Holla. That's how I feel. Clap back 2025. I'm in the building.
Hey, today, first time we've had a soccer play.
Oh,
one of the cappers in the Premium Plus, one of the cappers messaged me. They really, really like it. It's 4-unit play. So go over and get it. It's instead of having to go buy it for $30, you get it for $49.99, and that's a month worth of picks. So $2,700 value. 2 baseball, 1 soccer today.
I thought you said you were going to do soccer today. I was like,
not
what?
me. Not me. Just
for a solid second, I was like, wait a minute. You got a soccer player?
And I'll tell you who it came from.
Got a boo-boo.
He's on our shows on Wednesday, just so you know. So you guys can figure it out.
Oh, I already know. Yeah. I almost blurted it out, but I don't
you gotta.
I don't want to be that guy. Yeah, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm not going to be that guy. So let's talk about NBA. Let's just run through that. I mean, the Pacers. Hey, they made it to Game 7. I'll be honest with you. Not a lot of people had them going that far. But I was on OKC. Full disclosure, I was on OKC minus the points. I knew what I was going to bet Game 7 on Game 5, though. So that was just the way I was going. Thoughts on OKC. And then also, what do you got going on today? How was your weekend? Blah, blah, blah. Nick Menken, we'll start with you because Craig Trapp's chomping at the bit to talk NBA.
Yeah, the weekend was solid over on the baseball side of things. Friday, Saturday, won my card. Yesterday ran into a little hiccup. We went 1-2, but props, they are starting to heat up. I won 7 units in a row in my last 13 selections. I have a 6 units coming out tonight. That game starts at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're 9-4 here in my last 13 selections, up over $2,000. And let's talk about the Pacers. All right, they just turned the ball over way too much
Can't do that.
In yesterday's game. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. As soon as Halliburton went down and that injury in that first quarter, I was done. I said, it's OKC. That's all the momentum shift right there. There's no way OKC was going to lose that game. So it's good to see somebody who hasn't won an NBA Finals finally win one. And shout out to SGA there. He got the MVP, and he had a dominant season, and the Thunder won it all. So got to tip your cap to him.
New face of the NBA, I think. I think you got to say that. Craig Trapp, thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but he's one of the new guys. He's the new shooter.
He's the guy.
Joker's still better than him.
He's got a title.
Giannis is still better than him. Luka's still better than him. But he's in that top 4 or 5 guys in the league, and they probably have the most talent and the most draft picks of the next 4 or 5 years. So we should see this team back very much.
How about KD? KD going to the Rockets.
The Rockets. Like, the West is still loaded. The West is still loaded. The East, especially with Tatum and the Celtics banged up, the East is going to be easier to win. And now that the Pacers, you're going to have both Tatum and Halliburton and Lillard all in the East that are going to probably miss, if not the entire season, they're going to miss the majority of the season. So can these teams find a way, in the salary cap era, it's very tough to have guys injured and still be good. especially the Pacers that rely on Halliburton's pace. I had the over Jalen Williams points. Once he went down, I said, well, the Thunder aren't going to play fast anymore because he won't get into that track meet. I knew I was probably cooked, even though he had 2 chances at threes in the fourth quarter. If he makes either one, I win. But I also had the Pacers plus the points. I mean, they were up, and I think it would have been a nip and tuck game, to be very honest. I think Halliburton, he had 3 threes in the first 4 minutes of the game. I mean, he was playing great basketball. Hate to see it. But when you have injuries like that, that's the great unknown in betting and handicapping is you cannot handicap injuries. You just can't. Maybe over the course of the year you can, say for football, but for basketball, when you're 1 out of 5 guys, come on, it's you have no chance.
You have a hard time there.
Great win. But I did see. I think they're favored to win it all, but it's pretty wide open if you look at the future odds. We can talk about that maybe next week. We'll talk about that when we start to both the NHL and NBA odds. Especially now that the Durant domino fell, the rest of the NBA now can get down to business. The draft is a week away. So you're going to see teams start to maneuver. Okay, you didn't win the Durant sweepstakes. Can you go out there and put something together to maybe get Booker? I think he's available. I would not be surprised now. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Suns to keep him unless you're going to make another trade. So we'll see.
I mean, who do you think wins that trade? Houston? Or Phoenix.
It never works. What superstar has other? I mean, LeBron comes in free agency though.
KD when he went to Golden State.
He came in free agency though. When you go to get trades, you have to give up so much stuff that it really ends up hurting you. I mean, he went to Brooklyn. They put the big 3 together. What happened there? Nothing. He went to the Suns. What happened there? Nothing. He's 5 years older than when he went to Brooklyn. So they're 6, right? So it's this is not
he's definitely getting up there in age.
And he's was injured a bunch this year. He missed 20 games. So it's not now Houston is loaded. That's what you at least have to say. I mean, I love their core, and they went. I didn't think they'd be able to re-sign Steve Adams. They did. I think that gives them another backup center that helps them. But I don't know. I don't. They're not better than the Thunder. Not right now.
They gave up how many players? 2, right?
I'm trying to see that.
It was
2 players, but it's it's first round draft pick this year, and then 3 seconds the next couple of years. Which people are oh, seconds. Listen, in the NBA, look how many great players are second round guys. It's hard to give up draft picks and win long term. It's just very, very difficult. So we'll see. I mean, I've been wrong before plenty of times actually, but they're not better than the Thunder. I still think Denver, if they add a couple pieces, will be right back there because Joker is Joker. I got to think the Lakers are going to do something with Luka and LeBron there, and then you still have a Golden State.
I think the Lakers will be movers and shakers. I mean, they tend to always want to make a big splash type, but
their salary cap is an issue. Their salary cap is a big issue because once you have 2 max guys, putting the other guys got to be a lot of either mid-level exception guys or guys that are on rookie contracts. And do you really want rookies surrounding those 2? I mean, you don't. You'd like to have some veterans. So we'll see. We'll see what the Lakers do.
You got a new owner. Don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the Clippers are right up there too. I mean, Kawhi is not getting any younger. Steph's not getting younger. These teams, they got to shoot for the moon because if you're all in on your superstars, which they are, what are you going to do? You're going to, we'll try to build through the draft. That's, LeBron won't be there if they build through the draft.
I'm interested to see what Golden State does too. I think they needed one more piece, maybe a big man down low to really help out their core 2 or 3 guys there. I'm interested to see what they do.
The Magic are a really big player, I think, because the Magic have a lot of big guys. They need some guards. Could you get a 3-team trade where the Lakers could use a big, the Warriors could use a big, so those guys would be interesting.
The Bulls, they need a whole new team.
I'm just saying. I mean,
well, the Pistons and the Bulls are young.
Help. I'm
those
not even
guys
a big Cunningham fan, but that guy could use some help.
Yeah,
when you're young, though, you build through the draft. That's just the right way to do it. Look what the Thunder. Look what the Thunder did. Look what the Pacers really did. To be honest, a lot of those guys are built homegrown guys. So that's the new way. The new way is not going out and buying. It makes the big splash. We all like it, but it's difficult to do. Difficult.
For sure.
I mean, even look the Eagles this year. built through the draft a lot. I mean, Saquon didn't, but they got him in free agency. When you have to trade for players and give up multiple draft picks, you're like, it worked with Stafford when he went to the Rams, but then what happened to the Rams? Boom. As soon as they won, they were terrible the next year because they gave away everything and they couldn't sustain it.
I actually feel like that trade particularly was like probably, and I know I'm biased for Lions fan, whatever, but that was like the most even-sided for both, win-win for both sides. The Rams wanted a Super Bowl. Bam. There's Matt Stafford. There's your Super Bowl. You know you're going to be bad for the next couple of years. Rebuild instantly. And for that trade to happen to the Lions, I mean, to have those draft picks, Jamar Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, you're building through there.
Usually when you trade for the quarterback that you don't want, which was Goff, usually it ends badly. It could not have worked out more perfectly for the Lions. I mean, Jared Goff is the perfect guy for that system.
That team, for what they want to do.
Now, will it work without the offensive coordinator? We'll see. It was like built around him, like that was perfect. I don't know if it can maintain. I don't know. We'll see.
Lions to win the Super Bowl. Let's talk MLB.
Chicago, Lenny. Got to go through Chicago.
That's fine. We'll go there.
Tough division.
Which brings me, actually, I was going to try and share this graphic, and I don't know if I actually can, but I saw it on Twitter this morning, and it made me think of you guys, and knowing we would talk about this. We got a small MLB slate. If you guys got questions about the MLB card today, put it in the chat. We'll go over it. I mean, we're only here for 30 minutes, so we got to fill some time here, so here's how I'm filling it. Pro franchises with 0 championships. I'm going to try and – so who's the next? OKC just won their first. I felt good for them to like what Nick said, good for that city, that fan base to get their first. Because, man, I remember watching my first. It would have been –
doesn't have one. So either one would have been first.
But, so speaking of – there's 10 franchises in the NBA that have never won a championship. Okay, there's
Clippers
10. Yeah. No, yeah, you got the Clippers, you got the Magic, you got the Hornets, you got Brooklyn, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, the Pacers, Minnesota Timberwolves, the Phoenix Sun, and the
a lot of teams.
Oh, damn.
Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know what logo this is. I'm terrible at the NBA. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something.
10 teams seems like a lot.
It does.
Let me see if I can do this.
But be honest.
You guys see this? Okay, perfect.
Oh,
yeah.
If you take,
there it is. Whatever that bottom right logo is for the NBA.
The Jazz.
The Jazz. Dang. Why is it yellow? Anyway, so this. Take a look at these. Out of this group, 4 major. I just screenshotted this off.
Look how few it is in the Major League Baseball. That's
crazy, right? I noticed that right away. That there was so few in MLB was immediately, that's what my eyes got to. NHL, I mean, there's a lot there. I mean, some of them, I mean, the Utah Mammoth or whatever, they played 1 season, so whatever. But
that's history though. Arizona didn't.
That is history, but like Ottawa, San Jose has been around for a long time. The Sharks have been around
the
for a long
Kraken
time.
and Columbus are expansion teams recently, so you kind of expect that. Although Vegas is an expansion team since then, or around that era. One. So, but like Buffalo, been around forever. And there's a couple Canadian teams in there, which you would think
Ottawa Ottawa and Vancouver should be Canada. You should feel disrespected by
what's it called in the Born? Or is it Born? Or is it the MI6 movies where it's like disavowed? They should disavow Canadian teams
I don't know
that have not won a
whichever
championship.
I just thought this was a good graphic. I mean, if you went for the NFL, I mean, of course I'm going to say.
I can't believe the Padres haven't won one. That's the team out of the baseball and Seattle to be those 2 teams.
Milwaukee for me.
Yeah,
the Brewers have been around forever.
They've been in a very tough division.
All 5 of them, to be honest with you, though.
I mean, the Rays are the ones that have been the most relevant, to be honest, out of those 5 teams consistently over the last 15 years. The Rays are always pretty damn good.
Championships. The Tampa Bay Rays definitely won with John. What was the old Cubs coach? Oh, that won the not John Madden.
No, they got there and lost, I think.
With Evan Longoria though. Yeah, I thought they won.
I know the Padres made it to the World Series, but the Tigers beat them in '84. I know that much. But I was shocked by this. kind of graphic here. Well, I'll pull this off, but I was kind of taken back
though,
by
when
some
you
of
look
those
at
theories.
like if you look at the NBA, the Celtics and the Lakers have won like 30 together, so it kind of
the NBA
makes sense where you're around for 60 years and half of them have been won by two franchises. You add in the Warriors and the Bulls, and it's like there's 45 championships have been in that. Now, the NBA is in the golden era. People might not agree. 7 different champions in 7 years now. So it's like it's hard with the new salary cap and the new tax rule where you can go over the salary cap to sign your own players, but you get taxed either 2 for 1 or 3 for 1, and you have to pay that to the team. I mean, the Warriors, I think last year paid like $50 million in tax to the rest of the NBA. I mean, and they didn't even get to like
when the Lakers sell for $10 billion, I don't feel bad about none of that shit.
Well,
none of it.
Wasn't it the Warriors before? It was Steph's rookie year. I think they sold the franchise, and that franchise is worth like $8.5 billion now, and it was sold for like $1 billion. So it was like it might even have been $800 million. So they make their money, but it's not always on the day to day. It's like when they sell a team, they could make a ridiculous amount of money. So I don't understand why you sell the Lakers though, because the Lakers just print money. Like I just don't get it.
I think they sold that because I think the Buss family wanted that away from their name. I think they
I think the brothers are not happy that the sister got to run it.
Exactly. Nobody gets along.
So I think behind the scenes they were pushing.
If you follow the show on HBO, it all makes sense. John C. Reilly plays the best Jerry Buss ever. It's a great show on HBO. I think it's called Laker Time or Showtime. I don't know, whatever it is, but it's funny. Let's talk MLB. What do we got going on in MLB? We got some questions about keep fading the Mats.
Scott B right there. Scott B, Marlins and Twins, Nerfy. Well, I'll go ahead and give you my 2-unit play. Scott, you're on point. It is the Nerfy in that game. We got Brandon Wu and Bailey Ober. I believe the Mariners just put up 30 runs on my Chicago Cubbies here over the weekend. I think the bats come out a little slow here in Minnesota. I like Ober on the mound, and Wu, obviously, he's been doing great. So I would definitely hit that Nerfy, Scott.
Whoa. Craig Trapp, what you got going on in MLB?
It's one of those days. I actually have a 4-unit play today, and if you buy that, you get the 3-team parlay. I got a 3-team round robin parlay. I do it about once a month, maybe every other month. I probably do it 6 to 10 times a year where I'll have a little round robin parlay. So it wasn't that many games today, so it was easy to handicap, and I found there was 3 extra that I liked a little bit. They fade everybody but the umps. But as a free play today, I kind of think you like someone hit it up. You just continue to fade Mets. Blackburn was never a guy I liked a lot when he was with the A's, and he's just not been good. I mean, he's 6.92 ERA on the year. Limited starts, yes, just 4 starts, but I mean, he's gone 0.1 innings, 3.2, 4, and 5 innings, and given up 3 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs, and 0 runs. So, I mean, he hasn't gone very deep in games, and he's been beaten up. I think the Braves stay hot. I think the Braves are they're the best 6-game under 500 team in the league. I mean, it's like I keep thinking they're about 500, but they're not. But they're playing pretty good baseball as of late, so I'm going to take the Braves.
Always a good series, Mets Braves. Always a good series. I don't hate this team total, 3.5. I don't hate that. But if you're going over, I hate it. I'm on the under. I would be on the under there on the Mets. I don't think they score 4 runs. So I'm that way.
Remember when we were at the beginning of the year, we said who won in the Yankees Mets? Like, you go get Soto, you pay him $500 million or whatever crazy. I think it was more, right? It was like 550 million or so, 600 million, something like that. He's not a guy that he wasn't great with San Diego. I didn't think he not for what all they gave up to get him. He had a good end of the year last year in the playoffs. I'll give him that. But look who he was surrounded by. Like, you had to pitch to him because you have Judge around him. Like, that's not the case anymore. The Mets don't have a whole lot of protection for him. He's not had a good year. I don't know if there's got to be a website out there that does like stats per dollar spent or something. He's got to be one of the worst.
God. I could only imagine. I know that there's there's probably an app for that.
It's like a Moneyball type thing where it's like some nerds like, listen, for every dollar you get 0.1.
Right. For every pitch he sees, we get that, or whatever. So take 6 pitches before you swing or so.
Nick is. Yeah. I've always argued with my buddies. In fact, they threw a surprise birthday party for me the weekend, and we were arguing about baseball. And I said, you don't pay pitchers all this money because they only pitch every 5th day. And it's like, dude, at least if you pay a guy in the field, he's going to be there pretty much every day. Like, what's your theory on spending money in Major League Baseball? Would you, if you're the GM, would you spend on pitching, or would you go out to get the Soto type guy?
I mean, it just depends. You obviously want a Soto type of guy to fill those seats because you're paying him awfully a lot of money. Yeah. So definitely want to put on a show every day on the field. So I would say position players are your most important because they obviously play the 162 games, but you need pitching. Pitching wins you ball games. So you could go either way. There's definitely an argument.
You could get young pitchers through the draft, and those are a little more affordable. And the best thing about baseball is the arbitration. So you actually, you can't just leave. You basically control a guy from the draft. I think it's 8 years, right? Or 8 or 10, 8.
I thought it was 4 years after the draft. You're on that rookie contract too.
Well, on the rookie contract, but then you go to arbitration for for
then you get arbitration for 3 years. I think it's 7.
So
total.
It's like 6, 7, 8 years. So I mean, that's a long time. If you're getting a guy out of college, say he's 20, 21 years old, you're getting him till 27, 28. That's prime. That's prime years. And then, of course, they signed that one big contract or maybe 2 that it gets until they retire.
Yeah.
So, and if you're young teams like this Paul Skeens, they're going to trade. I'm guessing they're either going to trade him and get a ridiculous amount, or you sign him early and say, okay, and listen, instead of making $2-3 million like you're making now, you'll make a little more now, and then it'll,
backload it.
My only concern with Paul Skeens is that they don't want to make the same mistake they made with Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They traded him to the New York Yankees and didn't necessarily get that great of players or draft prospects for him.
He's better than Cole.
Yeah, I mean, of course he's better than Cole, and you could definitely get better players. But I just think that it's a dime in a dozen that you got that guy on your team. It's time to start building around him and trying to be a playoff team for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I agree. I think they learned from the Cole trade. So but that makes me gun shy if they're actually going to move Skeens. But
remember McCutchen? They traded him when he was in his all-star prime. I mean,
they do have a history of stuff like that
because they know they're not going to pay him. They know they can't afford to pay them. So like I said, if you sign him right now, say you sign him to like a 10-year deal, and you'll be like, okay, instead of making 3, you're going to make 20.
Right.
And so you'll make more now, and it'll be really backloaded so that you can still trade him to the Yankees or like whoever.
I mean, I know I sound like a homer when I talk about Tigers, but I'm telling you right now, Tigers are going to be spending money this year because
Skubal.
I don't know. Skubal is going to be a free agent, and I mean, I don't want to say it all loud.
Free agent? They don't control his rights? I thought they had 1 more year.
No.
Oh my.
No. He
ain't going to be there. I'm going to tell you that much.
Well, I don't know. We don't know. It depends on what
you think they're going to pay him. $500 million, because that's probably what $500 million. The Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, he's went on Barstool and with Big Cat and all them, and he was talking whatever. Me and Nick talked about this. He said they asked him straight out, "Would you take 45 a year for 5?" And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Give him the checkbook."
That's until the Yankees come in with $58 million,
or until his agent. Boris is his agent.
Dodgers.
That's the problem.
Get every dollar he can. That agent is dirty.
The Dodgers bring in $60 million.
So, we're going to spend for him, and we know it. But you got to get people on loaner contracts this year. You got to spend. We need that Jack Flaherty move now.
The only way he stays if they go far. They got to go far in the playoffs, and then that would
be third? Who's third? Who's in the third rotation after Flaherty and Skubal for the Tigers?
Mize, right?
I mean, he went down.
I mean, he fell off an edge. Gibson Long, he just kind of coming back.
This is not the year. There's not unless somebody's available that we don't know about. There's not an obvious guy that they can go get this year. Like, oh, well, this guy's a rental guy. He's on the last year of his deal, and that you go get him, you can plug him in, say second or third. There's not a guy like that I see out there. Now, I'll tell you, the Braves are a team that, like we said, 6 games below 500. What do they do? Because they're not usually sellers. Like the Braves are usually buyers. So there's some teams that are kind of out at Boston, kind of out of it a little bit. would, like what
Miami's
do
a
those teams?
seller.
Yeah, I mean,
Miami's got to be a seller too.
Do you want Miami, White Sox, or Colorado guys? Those are the three. What's the guy pitching today for the White Sox? He's pretty good.
Shane Smith.
Like, he's been decent this year. Is he available?
Yeah,
like, that would be an upgrade for them.
Will sell whoever will take anybody, but I don't think they'll move them to the Tigers. I don't know. I don't know if that
used to be a thing. Now that
I know that's a thing in
baseball,
football, but not as much in baseball.
Yeah,
right.
Because you play so many games, it's like, dude, you just have to make your team better. You have to make your team better at all costs.
Diane wins. If I could give you a T-shirt, I'd give it to you right now. You don't want this one off my back, but I give you a Doc's hoodie, hat, T-shirt.
I thought it said belly button. I thought when I just looked at it, I thought it said belly button.
Hit the belly button too.
I was like, what is the belly button?
You got two hands, folks. You can click a like button and you can rub your belly at the same time for luck. You won't win a single bet today if you don't hit the like button. I put that juju on you people. Thank you, Diane, for being you.
Lenny, I think right now is the time for you. You bet the future Lions and Tigers to win championship this year.
I wonder what that payout would be there.
You degenerate me like that. You know my wife's probably watching going, don't tell him to do that.
Lenny, go in there and do it right now. It's 15-1, I bet. Maybe not quite 15-1. 12-1, 15-1, something like that. That's like the Lions are going to be irrelevant, at least to make the Super Bowl. And right now, the Tigers are the best team in baseball. ESPN has them ranked #1 in their power rankings. I was like,
yeah, it's false.
I was trying to make the argument of the teams below them. You have to put them #1. Every team below them has a glaring weakness. Really, the Tigers, other than maybe you could say they're third, fourth, fifth starter, but you can pretty much say that about every team right now. That pitching is, the back half of the pitching staffs is not what it used to be.
They got to deal with Cleveland. You got to deal with the White Sox. And the Royals, just a team that's been struggling.
The Twins. And the Twins
those
are all teams that I think they have a clear edge in. And where they are right now, I don't want to jinx you, Lenny, but you can stumble home to make the wild card. So it's like,
no, we make the playoffs. I'm concerned with how deep we go in the playoffs.
I still didn't know Scoogle was a free agent, though, dude. That is like a whole different problem.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
You don't talk about it a lot.
PSA. So the Baltimore Orioles last year, but towards the trade deadline, they were calling him. They wanted him to come to Baltimore, and he did not want to move his family to Baltimore. So he's not.
My God!
But it's a different when you're a free agent because you choose where you go instead of like. You got to get traded. You have to it's like, okay, who wants him and who's willing to pay the price? But you're as a free agent, you can go, okay, do I want to live in LA and live in some nice weather? Do I want to go to South Florida where I have no taxes? And...
funny thing, like for real, my oldest son lives in Arizona and we play a lot of Xbox together because we can't hang out like physically, whatever. So he likes to play MLB The Show. We're playing and we're like on 2027. We're 2 years out. You want to know where Scuba plays? Freaking Baltimore Orioles.
Well, they're not buying this.
That's what the game just, letting it. I know it's just a video game, folks. I get that, but for me, I'm like, I had a mini heart attack that day when it simulated to that season. I was like, whoa.
He is not choosing to go to Baltimore.
Don't save.
He has a house in Arizona, so he loves Arizona spring training. Yeah. He wants to be down there because obviously he's with the Tigers, so they're in Florida. He wants to be spring training or San Diego Padres.
I think Padres.
The Padres have the money.
Everything for him.
The Padres have the money. Right now it's the same players every year. Padres, Dodgers, Yankees, Red Sox haven't spent for a few seasons, so they're kind of out of it. I still think the Angels, they've been a super strikeout team. Like every time they go get a guy in free agency, it has not worked.
I like Boston today, but there's a lot of games today that I
Walker
like.
Buehler's been terrible though. He has been. I always say there's usually 3 or 4 guys every year that's just like auto fade type guy. Years past it was Patrick Corbin. That cost me a little money to start this year. I think I went 1-4 the first 5 games betting against him, and I won the first one. I know.
I actually what is the ERA like a 3.3 right now.
Mid-3,
3.91.
threes.
He used to be in the 6s, 7s, and I would
high five guy every year. And those are the guys that if you just bet them, you bet against them every day, you're going to win. Walker Buehler's been that guy this year.
So listen, the two-team parlay. the 2-team parlay for the Tigers and the Lions this is Caesars. Shop your lines, folks. I'm not affiliated with anybody. Plus 10,700. So $100 wager would win me 10 plus grand. A little over 10, just under 11.
It's not bad.
10 to 1 is pretty damn good. And like I said, the Tigers are leading the league. So it's like you're getting them at the worst odds. Like if we had bet this beginning of the season, you probably would be double that, or maybe 15 to 1. So you're getting them at the worst. So now all you got to do is just have the Lions just do what they did last year, and you'll be at least in the playoffs. To me, I always just want to get to the playoffs so I can hedge out if I want. So I did see somebody had the Thunder, Florida, and the college basketball winner last year. Who won the college basketball title? Who am I missing?
Duke. No,
Duke didn't win it. It wasn't Houston. It was
Jesus.
They played in the championship. Come on.
Are we kidding right now?
Dude, I can't think of it.
It's
hold on.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida. He had that, and it paid big.
We're terrible people.
It's Monday. Monday, folks. It's Monday.
It is Monday. And speaking of Monday, there's a couple people that were here on Saturday. Shout out to that Saturday crew. That Saturday show, me and Griffin went a whole hour, and we were rolling. And these guys in the chat, a couple of these guys, Scott, Jack, there was a couple other people. I think Cisco was there. Ride Cape. I don't know. Whoever was there, we had a good time on Saturday. Come back on Saturdays. That's all I'm saying. We're Monday. You're lucky I actually hit the live button today. Okay, folks.
I always say Mondays are danger days out there. That's why
Danger Will Robinson, danger.
I have 4 1-unit and a 2-unit today. That's it. Because to me, I think it's like the hardest day of the week. One, every team pretty much has to travel. Or half the teams are traveling in baseball. Not all of them play, so you get a lot fewer games. And I don't know if it works this way. It seems like no aces go on Mondays. I don't know if that's just weird, just doesn't work out that way. If they scheduled that way, they're like, hey, no one's coming to the games anyway. We don't want to waste our aces. I have no clue. But look at today's starters. There's no starter out there that you're like, oh, shit, this is a guy you have to watch.
No.
So
Ben Brown. There's a couple games that no, we're not.
Hey, take the Cubbies. Free play
Shane
there.
Smith
is probably the best. Owe me money. Let me just say this right now. The Cubs owe me money.
Yeah,
if the Cubs mascot, I don't even know if they have one, but if he was walking down the street, I would stop and we'd fight. That guy owes me money over the last weekend. So
Shane Smith is a 2.88 ERA. He has the best ERA of any starter today. Wu's second at 3.13. That tells you something on today's matchups. There's not like any of those, the ace type guys. So Wu has that ability to be that. He's just consistency. That's his lacking. But Shane Smith's been great. That would be a guy.
Saturday's a great show.
That would be the guy I'd go get if I was Detroit. I'd be trying to call my friend White Sox and be like, hey, we'll let you win one of the games, the next 3 that we play in a series. We'll give you one of those games if you give us Shane Smith. Just send them on over.
Man, I want a few people. I want to kind of purge Miami's depth chart a little too. I know I can't get Yuri Perez. I know that, but could you imagine if you locked up Skubal and Yuri Perez for long term?
Is there a WNBA today? There's no WNBA today either.
No WNBA. We got soccer. Go check that out on the Premium Plus.
And we got 8 or 9 baseball. And CFL will be back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm 3-1 on the year. I only play like 1 or 2 a weekend. I'm loving the CFL games this weekend. It's one of those. I'm trying to decide which one's going to be my 6 or 7 unit top play of the week.
Ooh,
I like them all. I'm like those. I almost don't like those weeks. I like when one.
I don't know if that's good or bad, Craig.
I know because I like it. I like when one jumps off the page because then it's like, okay, it's no doubt this is the one I want. When you like 3 or 4 games, you're like, oh shit. Like you choose the wrong one, you could go 3-1 and still have a profit, but not hit your best play. Those are the worst. So I'm excited. So if you don't follow CFL though, you got to because it is the most fun sport to bet in the summer.
I watch CFL. Like I'm a football junkie.
And you can get it. Here's how you get it. You can get it at CBS Sports Network. 1 game a week is there. The other ones, if you go to CFL.ca, I think it is. You go to the Premium Plus, you have to give them like your email address or something. If you're in the US, then you can watch them, stream them for free.
Yep. And then just cast them to your TV, sit in your hammock, enjoy your edibles. Good luck unless you're against us. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 1:00 Eastern. We'll be here. Tony George, I believe, is joining us. I believe Griffin Murphy will be back joining us. these two knuckleheads, I'll be here.
Maybe
Bring your
not.
party hat. I don't know.
It's too damn hot.
No, it's going to be a weird week for Lenny. Good luck unless you're against us. We'll talk tomorrow.